Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have two public matches for you. The first one here is Bloody Lane, followed up by our second map here, Pry Forward. You're seeing an overview of both of those maps right now. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like the support, go to the link in the description where you can get videos before everyone else does. We will be live streaming these events more often. And on top of that, we will also be posting raw gameplay, so no scoreboard, no UI, no me commentary and all. And yeah, it is greatly appreciated. We're loading into the server right now. We're hopping on a couple minutes late. So yeah, we might have missed the first charge, but besides that, we have that one. Sevi with us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, those who know me hate me, so for those who don't, I'm Major 76th New York, Irish Brigade.
So, what has happened so far? Sevi's been spectating while we're getting in the game.
Yeah, well, really quickly, I want to say something extremely stupid the Union are doing. They're pulling back their flags for some unbeknownst reason to me. However, the Union did a charge on the left, catching the Confederates with their pants down, with only half of the Confederates being on the left. The Confederates then ended up pull back, and they blocked them in. And even though they're even numbers are now, the Union are pulling back with their flags up the hill, 30 paces, for no reason. I said this a couple minutes ago in another thing, that every extra, think about it this way, when you have those flags, right, every 5 seconds you're getting an extra musket in. If you have the flags 10 yards back, that means each one of those guys has to move the extra 10 yards. That is insane. Over a minute, it's 24 respawns. Wait. What's the math? 12 respawns. Okay, that's what I was thinking. 12 respawns in 1 minute. That is, if they're 10 yards further back, that is 120 extra yards of movement that had to happen because that flag was further back. You want to have that flag as close as can safely be kept to the fighting. And now you can see him returning that position. The Union right now are engaging in extremely close range fighting.
Why are they moving here, though, in the middle of the road? Why aren't they going up to the stations on the left?
There's no good reason for that, Eagle. What we see here is a tactical thing called a pub strategy, where it's just that they're there right now, and if you moved, they would probably all die. Which is a good move on the officers not to move them.
If the Confederates were smart, the Confederates in the corner, they could get up on their right, though, and just shoot them in from all sides, but I guess...
I agree, they could. But, yeah, again, it's one of those things where you just staying still means that you don't got people out of line. So if the Union were to try to move left, a bunch of their guys would just stay behind, because that's how it is. And if the Confederates tried up and over and take that thing, a bunch of their guys would just stay behind, and now you have two small groups. Better to keep one big group doing a mediocre plan than two small groups doing two better plans, if that makes sense. Cohesiveness is, usually important. Usually. Both sides should have complete buckmail here.
So while nothing major is happening, while we just see some shooting, let's quickly look at some numbers. 250-man server. It's about even in terms of numbers. Confederates have 9 men on artillery, so infantry is about the same. However, if we look at the unenlisted players, Union has 17, CSA has 7. So Union is down by 10 or so men in infantry. CSA with the flag going up the middle of the map. Gypsy. Speaking of officers, for CSA, you got Pieman, Gypsy, Arthur, Agrippa, and then medical service leading the artillery. And for Union, you got Sam, Luck of the Troll, and I don't see the officer for the top one. So, lovely.
Yeah, we see here that the Union position's kind of fizzling out. The Confederates slowly gain the fire superiority, and Union privates seemed to just be spawning in and entering melee. I do think here that the Union are going to lose this. Yeah, Confederates are taking that position. A couple of Union guys tried to do exactly what you were saying, but then they split up, so only a small fragment of the group actually took there. And if the Confederates were smart here, they would just let the Union... They're not letting that, okay. If the officers were really thinking here, they would let the Union hold that position, because that's a really bad position for the Union. It was much better to be down there on the T intersection. That was why the Union are so close on tickets right now. But holding halfway up the hill, that would have been really bad. The Confederates are now charging, probably the worst answer that they could have done to this movement. Their risk-reward, what do they risk? They risk losing a lot of out-of-line losses, and their reward would be killing a couple guys, and the attackers can afford to lose those tickets. We see here that even though the Union are now engaging, even though that entire giant melee happened with the Union losing so many guys, tickets are almost even. I mean, sure, Union are a little bit behind, but that is one volley difference. That is not a very big difference right now in kills, or not in kills, in tickets. The Union officers now should be very confident in their eventual ability to win.
And yeah, they're in a great spot. We were watching the Nico match before this, and unfortunately PC went black, so we didn't get that footage, but Union doing a lot better this round than the Nico round.
Yeah. Well, they were doing the same thing the Nico round for the first 10 minutes. Keep that in mind. Again, doing these charges right here, what I was calling in that map a tertiary charge. Again, a primary charge would be you're charging because you want to take that position tactically. A secondary charge would be you're taking that position as a secondary goal. For example, after somebody else, after the rebels left, or after another group, a bigger group brought their attention away, then you take that position. And a tertiary charge, I would argue, is a charge where you're pretty much only doing it for the strategic. You're not doing it for any tactical reason. You're doing it for strategics. And a charge that goes after tickets, or if the enemy's in the last stand, a charge that goes for kills, or if you are in an infinite overtime, a charge that goes with extra few kills to bring the enemy to breaking, for example. Those, for example, are tertiary charges. Charging the left on this map is either a primary or tertiary goal. Sometimes, I guess, it can be a secondary if you're taking the right. But essentially, if the rebels prove themselves to be capable of holding that corner on a tactical level, charging the left should only be your option if your goal is not to take the point, but to inflict ticket casualties. And the same thing with Nicodemus Hill, we saw the last game with 5th Corps Chris Moto leading. I don't think he seemed to understand that because he kept charging the left even after it was clear that not only was he not getting the position, he was losing the ticket race.
So Union, sorry, briefly. So what's happened? Union pushing forward. Half their group on this snake fence here. They pushed up on the right. Kind of independent firing at the CSA. This left group pulled all the way forward and now is falling back.
Yeah, this is what I often deride this right here, what we see. This is, casualty shock. The Yankee commanders lost one charge and they're too scared to go for another one. That charge they did on the left, although it didn't lose the position, was amazing for tickets. 36 minutes engaged, almost even. Phenomenal. I could not imagine better. If you could start me off in a game 36 minutes with those tickets, the ticket ratio that they had, and all my guys had spawned, I would kill for that position. But they don't see it that way. They see it as, oh, I lost. So they're scared and they're not going to go left again.
Union officer was saying before they pushed up there that, contrary to popular belief, they were in a good position. So I don't know why they're doing this.
I mean,
maybe they're like, oh, we got them down a lot of tickets. We maybe have some time to just sit and shoot.
Yeah, that is.
Even though
the opposite,
I don't like it. I don't like it, but
yeah, I've heard that before. And I would say in response to that, if somebody believes that because they got a ticket advantage, they should now slow down. That's like the opposite. That's like saying, wow, I got a really good car, and I can afford to go slow. Like, yeah, I guess you can, but why would you want to? It doesn't make sense. Keep acting like keep acting like you're 5 minutes away from the game gonna lose, because sooner or later you're gonna be. And you don't want to be like the Yankees that we saw in the round that won't get shown because it got deleted, where they found themselves taking losses with 8 minutes left. It's like you can't win that traditionally.
So Union pushing out on the right side, Luck of the Troll and leading that way, defending on the CSA side. You got Pine on the right.
You see, I would like this, but the officer needed to debrief his men a little bit more. They were extremely spread out. He needed to talk to them what the goal was a little bit more and tell them to keep together. Because now you got this giant column, 80 yards from foot to tail, and a bunch of guys just holding on the rocks and starting to get loads and stuff. They clearly don't know the end goal of this charge, and yeah. However, the Confederates just let them get in the lane for some reason. Very amazing move by the Confederates. In fact, by giving the Union a better position, now the Union might be so confident they do something stupid. Of course, I'm joking here. That was extremely dumb by the Confederates. I don't know why they did that.
Now. They're shifting most of their team over to the side.
Again, now you just gave the Union a really good foothold with 2 flags that you're going to have to dislodge them from. And it's going to be very costly ticket-wise for you to dislodge them, even if you do manage to achieve it.
Hyman's guys are charging him out, question mark?
Yeah, but only like half. Again, pub officers, you guys need to do this. You need to tell your guys 3, 4, 5 times what the order is going to be before you do it. Or else what just happens.
Confederates actually moving in the corn on their side too, trying to get some good shots here. Union
Confederates, yeah, and that is a Confederate buckmaul regiment. I hear a lot of buckmaul shots. Union are, you see, I don't know. They're facing off against a larger unit, 2 larger units with more guys. If the Union, okay, right now, if you zoom back out, you see the Union on the far left? Those officers need to realize that there's only one company in front of them. They need to charge that right now. If they don't, then they're going to lose so many tickets. Yeah, like right now, this Union unit on the far right, I otherwise would have said it's good, but right now it's just a liability for the Union.
Confederates
look at them
pushing with his guys now, trying to get point blank.
Their flags are running all over the place, kneeling. Their guys aren't getting inside the snake fence. Their officers are not telling the men what they need to do. They're not micromanaging at all. You see, they yell, fall back, twice, and only 3 guys are falling back. I mean, 4 guys now. Come on. Like, that, what do you think, whatever. That was, I mean, not the worst idea. Okay, now the other companies, instead of charging the far left, are coming down over here. Catch your breath, cut your bloody breath. These guys. I think that the Union are asking ChatGPT what to do. This is mind-bogglingly stupid. What these are, I mean, this is not even like, a lot of times I can, dog on people playing public matches, like, oh look, they have a bunch of guys like in that line stuff. That's just because it's public players and they're on the Discord and yada yada. That's not their fault or anything. This is the fault of the officers, the 4 officers on the Union team. I mean, are they thinking? Well, what's happening here? And now they're managing to fall back. Okay, Union a third, maybe half, if I'm being generous, of a ticket stage down. And with, I mean, come on, the Confederates were able to. That was half the Union team, and the Confederates were able to move 3/4 of their team against them, and not be punished for it. Again, the actual reaction that would have benefited them there, that was a really good charge from the officer who went really far right. Again, I wish he did a little bit more micromanaging, but that was 2 companies that went really far right. If the other 2 companies had realized that now they were only facing off against 1 company down the lane, they could have taken the left, but they didn't. They just stood there, and now they're charging right at the main rebel force! This is infuriating. Why are these people playing? Why are they allowed to play war rights? They what? Yeah, right to the one spot the rebel artillery can reliably hit. No, this is the dumbest move the Union could have done ever. Why are they? I mean, can they demote their officers? I mean, are they getting downloaded? Not enough.
CSA's countercharging.
Yeah, that's not the smartest. They should stand there and you're now just risking tickets. They kept their flags back. Oh, that's great. I mean, in a charge like that with suicidal and I don't think so. There are a lot of good times to charge. If you outnumber the enemy, if you have to, if it's a tertiary charge. They made that charge with the goal of it being a primary charge, that is taking the position. And with less forces in the charging against, with mostly worse muskets, against a bunch of guys over a snake fence. What were they thinking? That was probably the worst tactical move I've seen in war rights in years.
So, in the meantime, I wasn't moving the screen as much because I popped up the good old ChatGPT and asked if it knew of the map of Sunken Lane, and it said it did. So I asked him, what would you do to win if you were the Union officer, and it gave me a 8-step plan. So, the first step would be objective assessment. Firstly, I would assess the overall situation, including the terrain, the positions of both friendly and enemy forces, and any available reinforcements. Understanding the battlefield and objective is crucial for effective leadership. Step 2, coordination. I would communicate with my fellow officers and coordinate our efforts. That is happening here. This involves assigning goals to different units, ensuring that everyone understands the strategy and that there's constant communication. Step number 3, we've seen this in this round, flanking maneuvers. Given the defensive nature of Sunken Lane, a direct assault might not be the most effective approach. That's debatable, chat.
Well, I mean, were you able to see that last charge? You were looking at that, right?
Yeah, I was watching it.
Okay.
Like, charging down the left for the Union is, like, what they did at the beginning was more appropriate than, way more appropriate than what they just did. But
yeah, that was the dumbest.
The chat bot would consider doing flanking maneuvers to attack the Confederate forces from the side or the rear. This could involve sending 1 or more units to move through cover to surprise the enemy. We kind of saw that, but then no communication. Artillery support, we can't gain. Okay, this doesn't know the map.
I don't think it knows the map very well, no. Yeah. I mean, what happened in real life is if you look to the southeast, in real life, the Bloody Lane extended like an extra, I don't know, quarter mile to third mile further southeast before bending. And in fact, the area that the 6th New York on this map charged is not actually in the game. It's just cropped out. Anyways, the lane extended much further southeast than in game, and that's how the Union were able to win it. They got around it and started shooting down the enfilade. And then one of the rebel officers yelled, you know, I think he was trying to order on the back right wheel, but he said, like, you know, about face right wheel, and everyone heard about face, and then they all retreated. Again, yeah.
Union group starting to shift up this left side. You have a majority of the Union still on the right, but a group under Luck of the Troll going up left. Last thing, so the last 4 steps that ChatGPT said was that you need to have infantry assault, you need to exploit their weaknesses, you need adaptability, and morale and leadership.
Yeah, they what they need to do is downvote their officers and get new ones. This is abysmal by the Union. What is their goal? Okay. I think sometimes officers in this game who are unexperienced, like the ones we see in the server, don't actually think ahead of time what they're going to do if they, I don't know what to say. They don't think ahead of time, if that makes sense. They don't even consider, like, hey, if I move to this position, will that work? They just say, okay, I'm going to move to that position because I got it. And that is a huge, huge, huge thing. Taking those bushes and shooting from those bushes, for example, is mind-bogglingly stupid. I want to use the words I should not say on your channel to describe how stupid that those people are. Whoever ordered that. No way. Where? Where? I don't... Oh, I missed that. You see, the Confederates just like let them happen. What?
Yeah.
I was actually not looking at that. Weird. What? Huh? That's a really good position for the Union, and the Confederates are very spread out. Why did the Confederates let them have that position? Okay, the Confederates are now charging in their rear. I don't think a charge here is the best move. I mean, you can just form up on that rocks and kill them all. But hey, to each his own. They are managing to get in there. I mean, the rebels are surely hoping that they don't lose too many out-of-line casualties in this charge. But, of course, I don't think the Union officers were thinking at all. That... Okay, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that was
not the worst of the Union. Yeah, I mean, that was weird how the rebels just let the Union have that spot on the snake fence. I don't know if I've seen something analogous to that recently.
Confederates actually pushing up towards Union Spawn.
Yeah, no, that's never been good ever. Never do that. Unless you're savvy shredding them. Unless you're in a counterattack last stand kind of scenario where you gotta last stand the Union.
So we forgot to mention a guy named Dementia with 21 down votes and being demoted. Forgot to mention him.
He only has 21 down?
He's 21. He had 44 last match.
How did he lose so many?
I don't know. People left.
Yeah, these Confederates up here, I mean, what are they doing? Arthur, okay, yeah, he's smartly retreating, but a bit late where he's going to lose a bunch of his guys who just stay behind. Again, you got to keep this in mind when you're playing a game like this, where you're not in a Discord call with the guys under your command. If you give an order to retreat, some guys either A won't hear you or B won't care. See, I mean, look at that. People are down that line. Come on. Okay, Union down. So, I mean, around 40% of a ticket stage. Yeah, they probably have more raw tickets still. What you need to do here is mass up and charge as a whole team against one unit. We see here that the Confederates just put up 3 units to 1. Okay? 3 units on the right, 1 unit left. What the unit have been doing repeatedly is sending 2 units to each flank. And that's good and all for defense, but if you want to take a position, especially when you got to charge over 70 yards, you have to have more men going into the charge than the enemy have at the bottom of the hill. Unless you're going for something tertiary. Again, if you want to go for a Type 1 charge, you need to have more men than them. And their Union are just not amassing their men, they're not playing together. And again, shooting from this this thing of trees, I don't think I need to tell any viewers of this channel that what the Union are doing right here is useless. You will not get meaningful kills from the top of this hill, and you will take extremely big deaths, and you will take deaths to artillery, you'll take deaths to small arms, you will be spread out, people will walk away from your line. It is just no bueno. No bueno in every facet of the word. The two words, no and bueno. Again, they're splitting up 2 and 2. Why? You're fighting off against 4 enemy companies, okay? 3 of them are on the Union left, 1 of them is on the Union right. So what should you do? Have 1 company on the left, shoot them, pin them down, keep 2 companies there. Send the other 3 to the right and charge as quickly as you can before the enemies realize that they're outnumbered. That's what you need to do. I mean, this is, like, maddening. If they charge down straight to point, I mean, again, the Union right now have 2 companies going to that corner, half their team. They do have a numerical superiority compared to the group down there at the bottom of the hill. But yeah, there you go. The rebels are smart enough. They're sending 1 more company to the left. They're left, the Union right. That is smart. Okay, it's gonna be 2 and 2 versus 2 and 2. The defenders will win every time. That's just, yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Union are starting. Union sent forward some people. I think it's just people who got bored.
Yeah.
Okay, the Confederates stopped. Union still have a chance here. Confederates wasted all their shots. Union guys are not exploiting that at all. Awesome. I really don't like how many Union guys are on this left right now. Just chilling, doing nothing. I mean, what is their goal?
Is Union charging? I don't know. I'm watching from CSAV point here.
Yeah, it's impossible to tell. I'm trying to zoom in on the officers, and they're just like passing blame around, like trying to explain why they've been failing. It's like, that doesn't matter, dude.
So, Sevi, I'd love to hear your opinion about the developers changing it from 2 officers to 4 officers.
Oh, like 3 years ago, yeah. Yeah, the gang of the end war, it's really
it started to end once the game was created. Anyways.
Yeah, I know, Pandora's fucking boxes. All these changes, dude. All these populistic, bullshitty changes. I mean, it's just Pandora's box over and over and over, and they're never good. Lowering the quality of play in public servers. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. Lowering the quality of play. If there was 1 or 2 commanders here, you could do so much more. There doesn't need to be.
Could there have been an idea to, instead of increasing the spawn rate for flags, just increase the spawn rate for spawning at main? Like, make it so you can spawn in
You see,
quicker?
I honestly think that if they should have just done something like that. They should have just made respawning at main instant. I mean,
Yeah.
who are you appeasing with that change? People who wanted that change before the update, or people who just installed the game, and that's about it. And nowadays people have grown up to it, and they don't want to go back, but that's how it always is, you know. It's fucking the frogs in the warm water, right? Again, more Union going on the left, advancing, falling back to nothing. But it's Pandora's box, right? Where the people who got appeased by that change were people who don't like war rights. They don't like a historical game like this in the way that this game is. So what they should have done is made the default respawn point main spawn, and then made that instant. That way, these people wouldn't have to, like, wait in a giant flag queue by default. But now you still have the super quick arcadey flag queue by default. You know, I was saying this the other day. I was leading I guess a week ago, Burnside Bridge. The moment we got our flags over, we won the game as Union. I mean, we just couldn't be defeated. We were spawning in an obscene amount of people. Okay, I like this. They have massed up. Okay, I don't know. That's not that many guys, actually. They messed up quite a few guys, and they're charging. They're using way too many guys as distraction. Using like 58% of their team as distraction, and they're not even charging with flags.
Holy crap, they aren't.
They're charging without flags. So once these guys die, they're not going to respawn. If this is a kind of a secondary thing to bring distractions away from the left, then it's really good. No, it's just they didn't have their flag. Their flag's coming now. Okay, so it's just stupidity. Union again, that is not a good move. There's no end goal there. You know, like there is no, okay, now we got here, what do we do? It's just, okay, we go down there and then we win, right? That's it. People in chat are saying Union comeback. No, this is not a Union comeback. Numbers down here are slightly favoring the Union, but they have no respawns. Confederates have a flag down here, and they're getting reinforcements. Union flag is running down the hill at them. So, okay, now, look at this. Zoom out if you don't mind. The Union have 2 groups chilling in the center. One in the center, one on the left. They're facing one group on the far left. You know what they can do right now? They can group up and charge that group and outnumber them 2 to 1. But they're choosing not to. because they don't want to. They don't want to win, I guess. The officers of the Union are dead set today. I'm losing every easy round for them.
I was telling Sevy this before, but I've watched pubs a lot this week, and I have seen no competent Union officers.
Well, they're all too busy playing events.
That's true. That's the thing. I'll get some comments too on videos saying I need to watch pubs more on like higher pop times when there's more well-known officers. And it's like, no, I'm covering events.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but I mean, sure, maybe you see better tactics there. But right now, who do we have on? We have on the CSA. We have a 12th VA guy. I don't know at Alabama. I do know Arthur Salim, and there's Agrippa. And then facing them, 4th New Jersey Britt. He has 12 downvotes, so I'm sure he's experienced in the community because, I mean, you get a lot of downvotes if you play this game a lot. Sam, I don't know the other Union officers. I do know Smells. 15th Wisconsin Smells, I know him. He's, I don't know, I haven't seen him lead that much.
Jack is a new officer. He switched from a no tag guy. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know if the CSA officers are necessarily good because the Union is just done so atrocious. Yeah, like, sorry. When I'm just looking at this round individually, not based on what they do in the past, because, right, Agrippa's half decent. But, like, just looking at this round, I don't know if the CSA officer group as a whole is good because the Union's just doing so bad.
True enough, true enough. And you do see here that your good point there. The Union are not really giving any room for the Confederates to mess up at all. Well, okay, that phrase could be said differently. What the Union are doing is a give me for the Confederates. Union grouping up on the left and charging, it looks like.
No, he said NCOs come forward and... Oh, that made me... No, I'm dumb. Anyways,
okay, that was way too late, though. Why did they wait so long? The Confederates just completely finished up... This is what I mean. Okay? What was their goal here? Now they're going to lose. They're charging down. The Confederates are not only going to get a lot of reinforcements there before they get there, but once they get there, even more reinforcements are going to get there. So... why didn't they charge when all of the Confederates were busy on the other flank? Why did they wait for the Confederates to be ready? A lot of officers do this where they're like, okay guys, we're gonna charge at like fucking 25, and then it's like 10 minutes later, like, dude, what the hell? Yeah, Union breaking, 14 minutes taking loss, halfway through taking.
Oh, what the heck? Why are the Confederates in the middle of the open field?
Yeah, what the hell,
Why are the Union charging them that way?
Confederates are losing this whole position. I don't know how.
Never mind.
What?
We are all bad officers. There are no good officers.
Yeah, what the hell? Union flag is retreating even though they're winning the melee. That's very typical. I love to see it. Somebody needs to scream at that guy and tell him to turn around. Level 49 my ass.
You know what's really funny?
They're winning the corner! Get the fucking flags in the corner and they'll win! I'm pissed. I'm pissed right now.
You know what would be wild? Is if, as spectators, we could, like, fly close to someone and, like, whisper and they would hear us.
Yeah. Union are not going to lose this because 10 of their reinforcements are on the side of the hill instead of in that melee. That's great. This is a difference of 10 guys. This is about a difference of 10 guys right now that we're looking at. There's about 10 more Confederates charging than the Union. If those guys were on the fucking corner, they would have won. Okay. Okay, either way, that was still tertiarily, ticket-wise, that was not the worst. Union closed up the ticket gap quite a bit, bringing the Confederates down to a 12-minute breaking, which by all means is very, 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 very good for the Union. However, they need to stop being such pussies. Their flag bearer is still at the top of the hill. Was that ordered by the officer? He's been gifted. Oh my god. Are they gonna win this?
The 5-second respawns are kind of crazy to watch, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you need to have your flag in the fucking melee practically. Like, oh my god. Do not, yeah, okay, yeah, we have some people yelling, do not retreat, load and shoot, and we have other people with their fucking flag at the top of the hill. Let me see, that's 69th A. That's the biggest company's flag just chilling at the top of the hill. He should have, like, those guys should be, yeah, now he's coming down. Union only had to lose half a fucking ticket stage for them to actually bring their flag down. This position would be good for the Union if they were all loading buck and ball, but they're not.
New officer for the Union, Smells from 15th Wisconsin. Him and Jack tried pushing his med up, but only 2 of them went up.
Yep, that's what I mean. People, when I'm officering pubs, you know, people get annoyed at me because I sit there and I go, all right, guys, we're gonna move left, we're gonna move left. All right, guys, every left face move. You know, I'll do it even longer than that. I'm just trying to be annoying too much on the video. But I do that because if you don't, everybody will stay back. Every single one of them. You have to assume that people are zoned out, and you know, you have to make them lock in. It's your job as the officer to make your guys lock in.
The ticket differential is getting bigger.
Yeah, okay. Union holding halfway up the hill is just so comically worse than being down there on the snake fence that it. And look, they have a flag troll. That guy has to be a flag troll. Their guy Cookie Winner, he's a flag troll.
Where's he going?
He's either mentally handicapped or a flag troll. Oh, now you got there. One of the flags are shooting for no reason.
Well, that does it.
There you go. Well, yeah, a bunch of guys are, you know, can stand up.
But still, that's gonna
pull it back.
Yeah, kill the morale guys, and they're just standing there right where they're so they can hit them. I mean, hey, I to artillery's credit, I've said 1,000 times over, artillery is amazing when the enemy is dog shit. And the Union right now these are probably some of the worst Union officers I've seen in the game in years.
Yeah, artillery is much more effective in European events because they move much more methodically with their infantry and bigger clumped up groups compared to NA. So that is why they have that opinion.
Or when you hold on the side of a hill with all of your flags and don't actually go down to an extremely good defensive position, literally 20 yards away from you.
Eventually, you'll hit.
Yeah. It is just, wow, 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 wow.
What is going on?
The Union had a golden. I don't know. I'm in the Union game chat. The Union had a golden goose. The Union had the round delivered to them on a silver platter, a golden platter, a platinum platter, and then they just threw it away by not actually going in the corner and staying 30 yards from the corner and just dying in the open field. I mean, come on, you know. And people are gonna say, oh, if you're closer, you lose more lives. Dude, if somebody's fucking aiming at you, it doesn't matter if you're 5 yards away or 20 yards away. Nobody's gonna miss either of those shots, okay? So the effective musket, you know, the difference of being 10 yards away and out of cover and 5 yards away in cover, I'd rather be 5 yards away in cover. Point to charging point. The Confederates already have guys on point. Confederate officers, again, they're doing exactly what they need to be doing. This is, I mean, I would be lauding more praise on them if the Union were playing well and I could see the Confederate officers playing in a circumventional manner. One interesting thing is that if I do recall, I could be wrong here. Let me double check something. I want to make sure I'm not wrong yet on this. What company is this guy in? No, I was correct. Okay. The 14th North Carolina has the option to get the buck and ball. I'm not certain about the 6th. Let me check if the 6th Alabama is. I don't know about them. First guy I checked in. I should go check around a little more than just one guy, I guess. I don't think they do. I think they get Lorenz's and Enfields. Either way, the Confederates stacked under Agrippa. They have a 53-man company of just, you know, not just buck and ball, but those guys have the opportunity to get buck and ball. And that is a very big help for the defenders. The Union barely stacked the 6th Nth New York, which they kind of did, but not as much as they should have. I mean, you need a lot more guys on the buck and ball regiments if you want to win this match. Britt, let me know when you go in right. Okay, finally, it only took 32 minutes, but the officers between the teams are coordinating in game chat when each side will charge each flank. Praise be the Lord. Yeah, this is like, it's like Neil's on chalkboard for me seeing Union lose a fucking easy map when the rebels at multiple points have like given them huge opportunities to charge through, and then they just like don't, you know.
Well, that black time is about to go down to 4 minutes in a second.
Yeah. Any second now, some Union Rambo. Again, why? There's so many Union guys in that fucking woods. Don't. Whatever. When you're pub officer, there has to be. You have to actually think about. You have to put mental focus into keeping your own guys in formation. And part of that is not putting them right next to a thing of woods where they think they can go be John Rambo and kill a bunch of guys.
Why isn't the Union going?
Because they're led by their officers.
Oh, 3
The
minutes.
final push.
Oh, they waited for final push.
So smart, so smart. Union, I don't know why they keep charging down the road instead of the left of the road. It's like objectively worse in every way. It just then they get knocked down.
Keep going, do not stop.
This is laughable. And look at the charging on the map, just so spread out. Wow. This is why you guys should join a regiment. Wow. I cannot believe this, man. I've never seen people be worse.
Back up from the fence. Back up from the fence.
Yeah, well,
I think both officers thought that they were the bait.
I don't know if either of them.
We pulled enough away, I think, says Britt. Dude, everybody's dead. All the Union are dead. You did not pull anybody away. They just killed all of you. This is insane. I have never seen Union lose. Well, okay, I've seen Union lose bloody worse than this. But in such a spectacular, this isn't even the, like you said earlier, I don't know how good the rebel officers are doing, because you don't need good rebel officers to beat this play. Grade A, he says. Dude, what? This
Union officer. Look at Union
yeah,
actually
one
pushed
of
up
the
on the
officers
right
is just
too.
bullshit.
They didn't even have their whole team when they pushed up right, and Confederates are gonna wipe.
Yeah, I was trying to mention that, but that was only like, it was so spread out. It was never gonna happen, never gonna work.
I got two of you guys. Shut the hell up.
Okay, I like what the Converse are doing here. They're leaving one company on the right, able to shoot the guys who are coming down the road, and then they're putting their other 3 to point, because they will correctly assume that the Union are going to charge over this open field, which they are. They are charging over the open field. They only got a minute left. It's the only chance they have.
Let's go. Just push the right. Draw them away on
If we see the same Union officers on the next map, this is just tactical, a lack of a tactical understanding of how war rights works. Nice Confederate shots. It took 7 guys to shoot that guy at 20 yards. Oh yeah. Yippee. I'm kidding, of course. That was a nice shot. A single moving target is impressive.
Oh, I just saw a Union guy get hit in the head and his hat popped on.
I love seeing these the rebels. How a bunch of guys are just like on the wrong side of the snake fence for no reason. You know, like what do you guys do?
Let's kill the white devil.
Union over here. You know, it's hopeless. It is what it is. I mean, there's nothing to be tactically said about this move. It's the only chance that they have. They kind of gotta.
What are the CSA going on about?
Dude, the Union officers are also fighting against each other all the right now.
CSA countercharging.
Witnessing.
Yeah, might as well at this point. I mean, obviously not very technically sound, but hey, might as well. Can't hurt. If you're lucky, you might ban your own. You might get a couple of your own artillerymen team killed then.
What you doing there?
Yeah, Sevy, your thoughts for the round? Any quick thoughts?
Confederates did exactly what they needed to do. Moved around fast enough. They gave a couple openings to the Union that were just never exploited. Union did not communicate. Union did not understand the game at its fundamental levels in any facet. I don't think those officers... I'm going to be generous to them and assume that they were drunk on a Tuesday evening.
Oh, well...
That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, interesting first round. I'm not surprised necessarily. I mean, I've seen Union officer play like this. I don't know.
All week? Has it really been this bad all week? I haven't been able to play it.
It's really
finals
been
week.
this bad. Watch the contention video I posted earlier today. It's just so bad. But it was more Union making unfortunate decisions. Not terrible decisions, but just unfortunate ones. But regardless, CSA really just did what they need to do. Union, come on. That's all I can really say about that. We will see you in round number 2 momentarily. Huzzah, and hopefully we get better offering.
2-1.
And here we are with round number 2, the good old Pry Ford. We can maybe see these new water animations. It might not be deep enough. Oh yeah, you can see it.
Chinese government.
Look at that.
Chinese government.
What are we going on about with the Chinese government.
Best ruler of
Get
China.
behind me right now.
Democratically elected ruler of China.
I'm glad they spent
Communist Party.
8.5 billion years working on those animations
I love
for the 30 seconds in every game, in each map rotation you get to see it.
The PFC really loves China. But, part forward, Sevi, Union strat
Yeah?
for this map.
You know, this is one of those maps that has also seen a lot of change over the years. I would say still, controversially, I think going right is still the play. You just gotta not have casualty shock. You gotta take the right rocks and quickly get away from them. Confederate artillery will have them zeroed. And again, against a stupid enemy, artillery is good.
And speaking...
But one of the big...
Sorry. Nope, you go.
I was gonna say one of the big pivotal points is this hill next to point. That's like not even 8 foot tall ish. So that's crazy.
So speaking of artillery and numbers regarding that, it's a 250 man roughly server. Britt now, the officer from last round, is now demoted. Cornwallis from 12th Ohio is also demoted. But yeah. So looking at our so the inbalance is 3 in favor of CSA. Unenlisted players though, the Union has 12 more, so it's 15 men right there, and Union also has 4 more men spectating, so it's almost a 20-man inbound. Counting artillery, it's a 4-man in favor of Union, so it's really a 15-man infantry imbalance in favor of the CSA. And that's really what I've been seeing the past couple of days. It doesn't excuse the poor Union officer. Actually, one of the Union officers from last round at the beginning has 16 downvotes. He's not demoted, but demote system in process. Anyways, CSA officers, you got Agrippa, you got Cedar Waltz, you got Pieman, Stonewall Jackson, and for the artillery, you got medical service. For the Union artillery, you got Sam, and their infantry officers, you got Jackson, Womp Womp, and Ba, which I don't remember if Ba was officer last round, but yeah, that is your officer corps for the sides for round 2 of today's video. Union, for the most part, are going on the right. They did have a group go left, but it looks like they're shifting back to the right side. It was Womp Womp going that way, but he's heading back that way. Union, for now, are just going to be content with sitting and shooting. Obviously, Womp Womp is sitting further back. Maybe they're waiting to charge, but it's very hard with the recent updates to shoot your opponent down effectively, at least to take a position. Because in the recent update, right, they changed the flag spawn from 10 seconds to 5, essentially doubling the rate at which people can spawn in the game, which means people are going to be in a position a lot easier. They're going to have a lot more men there over a longer period of time than what they did before, and so it's going to be very hard to shoot someone out of position, so you need to charge. Sevi does have some issues with his mic, so he is hopping out. He may or may not be back, but that's besides the point. Cry Ford. Look at this map. I feel like every time I go on a public match to broadcast, I am watching Pryford, Progress Mill, or Pry House. Those 3 maps always seem to be on when I hop on, but maybe it's just recency bias. So I kind of like Confederates. They're just doing what they need to do. As we saw last round, when you're defending, you do what you need to do. These are just the traditional positions we normally see the CSA at. These guys using kind of those bushes to cover, maybe a little defilade. These guys have a little defilade, so you can see how they're kind of slumped in the time in there. But Union, on the other hand, taking up position on the straight fence. If we look at tickets, they're about even, maybe favoring the Union by a little bit. However, not by a whole lot. I mean, Union's just sitting back, singing. Again, the Union officers need to be improved on these pub matches. I mean, the past couple, it's just been atrocious watching the Union try to win anything. granted, like when I watched Anderson's and Hatch's attack yesterday, granted those maps are very biased towards the CSA. However, it's not like the USA did anything to impress. Actually, yesterday CSA just did a pretty freaking good job of attacking. But this is what we got for now. Union still not trying to charge, just spreading out on the long fence position and shooting independent fire. I don't know. On longer distance like these, I've never been a fan of independent fire. Sure, the rate of which your men are firing is definitely increased to what they'd be doing with the volley, but I think with a volley, you're suppressing the enemy more. But also the thing with volleying too is everyone always aims towards the flag or the center of the line, and so everyone shoots at the same area, and I think that's something that needs to be improved. I've been saying that for a long time too. It's just instinctual for everyone, even myself, when playing the game, to shoot towards the center of a line or the flag, because flag's the biggest thing there, and also when you're shooting towards the line, you're going to hit the center. Looking at our tickets, about even. Just a whole lot of why is there a flag all the way over there? That's not where Bloody Lane is, so I don't know why that flag's there. And if you have not seen War of Rights before, or know little about it, the maps of Antietam, South Mountain, and Harper's Ferry is made on one big map. So everything is connected on this field. You got the Piper Farmhouse located there. You got the Mumbles Farmhouse burning off in the distance. Burnside's Bridge, you can kind of see it off there in the distance. Very, very tiny on your screen, though. Might be Nicodemus, so somewhere over there, but at Dunker Church you can see that, but it's all connected, and that's a really cool part about this game. It's not a one-to-one replica of the original Battlefield. As Seti was mentioning last round, like Bloody Lane, it stretched out for a lot longer in the real-life match, but they cut it short, obviously, to not make the map too big, and to make it more interesting. But it's not a one-to-one recreation, but it gets a lot of it right. So, almost 10 minutes in the match, both sides down, half a morale stage. Confederates, actually 10 minutes in, and both sides down, half a morale stage. This is good for the Confederates. Again, I don't know why the Union aren't charging. In this meta, you need to charge. Oh, I heard 40 seconds, so maybe we're going to get a charge here at the 35-minute mark. I'm a little skeptical of this charge, though, because you could see Unions in 3 different bunches right now. They're bunched up as a whole. You could say, well, maybe they're trying to avoid artillery, but why are they so pumped up inside of these tiny groups if they were afraid of artillery?
Yeah, I'm a erotic barber in real life.
Yes.
Venus on.
Warm up.
Yo, they're pushing our right flank right now. They're pushing her.
Let's go, boys. Don't
Okay,
get ready.
Not be with it. Don't try to stop and reload. Get in their face. Let's go.
All right, here goes the Union. We'll see how effective this charge is. These guys on top, are they not joining in? So, okay, they're going. Good, because those guys have the pistols, and that's going to be huge for a charge like this.
Save your shot and then fire when you hold the position. Go. Fire in their face.
Union taking a fair amount of casualties. What can you expect? Confederates kind of counter-charging. Good for the Union because those guys are coming out. Needs them more spread out. Union, oh my goodness, this charge is terrible. The Confederates were not in a good position whatsoever. The Confederate team is spread out into 3 different bunches right now, and Union could have taken that opportunity to defeat them in detail, but no. You have the pistols charging out on their own against those guys, most of them going that way, some of them going this way. I mean, you still have Union guys trickling in. Like the drummer, what is going on? That was a terrible charge.
Oh, wow,
They're stupid.
Don't charge, hold.
And That's embarrassing.
Shoot those Rambos, shoot the Rambos, shoot the Rambos.
So, I like the charge. Executed horrendously. Also, what are you doing, artillery? Executed horrendously. Very spread out, horrendously spread out, and they all didn't charge the same thing. It's kind of like, what are we doing, guys?
Tickets even. Okay.
15 on cue.
We'll just send a telegram to Lincoln. We need to ask Lincoln for more money.
Hey, don't do it trolling, man.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
These budget cuts, I hate them.
So, I mean, we can go look at the artillery review here for now while we got some time to kill. Let's, I mean, we're gonna bring up ChatGPT again, ask for advice. Union hit engaged.
I'ma kill you, boy. I'm gonna scalp you and wear your fucking hair like a fucking toupee, bitch. Get over here, you little fucking coward. Those artillerymen ain't gonna save you, boy. They're gonna let me kill you.
Well, it's gonna get one kill.
Thank you. I killed one of the arty
Wholesome.
guys.
So I again, Union's gotta group up and charge. I really think that's something that I guess, granted, over time strategies do change for a lot of reasons. Obviously, meta changes in the game, like the flag respawns, and the fact that each death is worth about 20% less than it was originally before that flag change. Metas change over time, obviously, because the game changes. But I'm surprised we still see different strategies taken. I guess, I don't know. Trying different things isn't necessarily bad, but when things are proven wrong, I don't think people should be doing them.
Get out of here.
It's a waste of time.
Doesn't spread out like this.
No shot, been dead. A company shift left. A company shift left now. All A company shift
But obviously, that's the thing about pubs, is you have a different group of officers each time with a varying level of experience in the game. And so it can lead to a lot of things that don't work effectively, but hey, you live and learn. That's part of being an officer. We'd expect over time for the improvement of the community in terms of officering. You do have some Confederate Rambos out here.
Don't waste your pistol shots. You can't hit at this distance.
Whoever said that, I like that you said that. There was no point in wasting your pistols on 2 Rambos when you didn't kill either of them. But Union shifting their eyes on the left side. You got Bog going down this way now.
Past that last round,
They're trying to hit him from the side now.
Should we spread out a little bit?
Yeah, spread out.
Open order, open order. German formation, trench prep before you start reloading. Spread out before you start reloading.
asses out.
So Union again, just sitting back and shooting. I really don't like this on Pride Ford. I really don't. Because one, you're not, as we were explaining earlier, you can't shoot someone out of a position. Great. If you can't shoot someone out of position, at least you can knock them down enough tickets. But each death is worth 20% less tickets. All these Confederate dudes, for the most part, are in formation. Yeah, they're all standing up, grouped together, they're in formation. So you're only getting one ticket. You're getting a very low amount of ticket loss per kill. And on top of that, these shots are very hard. You're shooting over a long open range of field. Most people overshoot shots. And so you're not going to do enough ticket effect on your opponent. So there is ultimately little to no point in just sitting back and shooting on a map like this. Sure, charging, you're going across an open field. and it's you're gonna take some losses, but you're fighting a war or a battle in this game, and so you're gonna have to take losses if you're gonna want to gain something, and you've got to charge. And as I was saying last round, the Confederate officers and their team hasn't done anything special. They're just doing what they need to do, which is really all you can ask for in a game like this. Because whoever makes less mistakes, they're the reason they lose. Or sorry, win. Yeah, if you make less mistakes, you're going to win. Very evident in pubs. It seems in pubs, the further away you stray from the meta in terms of what you should do, the less likely you win the game. And I mean, that just makes sense. Unless there's some grand new strategy that pops up out of nowhere, which would be exciting to see nonetheless. But when we see people trying the same thing over and over again, it is very hard to watch. But I mean, Union's still sitting. They might charge soon. I don't know. Alright, let's make a center push. Alright, let's make a center push infantry at 26 minutes. Alright. We love text chat. So, about a minute, little over a minute, we'll see Union try to push up to the center position here. Sevi mentioned at the beginning, this little hill has huge impacts, because if we go down to the field here, you can be defilated. You have a little cover from the hill. Once you go over here, for the most part, you're protected from artillery, and you're protected from enemy infantry. At least in this area, you can run up here and shoot, run back down. This hill is very nice. It allows you to maneuver. I don't know. I like it. We'll see what they do from there, whether they continue charging or just sit there and shoot. Because the only thing I'm a little nervous about is if they sit here for too long, they might get pincered. But, hey, we'll watch and see what happens. So I watch. But the big thing, the reason why I mentioned my only concern is that if the Union pushes the Confederates out of this position here, the Union wins the match. But we'll see what they do. We're just a guy in the sky who can see everything at the same time, giving my own opinions, to which the people on the ground do not have that view. I remember during my spring break, so I guess that was 2 or so months ago now, 2.5 maybe, I officered one round, and yeah, it's a lot different playing the game, that's for sure, trying to officer.
Fire from this position.
Right.
You over here taking a shit or what?
Okay, so Wong said he was going to charge up, push up center at 26, and Ba didn't respond, so I think Womp isn't going to do that.
Oh, never mind, gentlemen. A few feet up, a few feet up, a few feet up.
A
few feet up, a few feet up.
I don't know. I do think pushing up the center is better than what they're doing right now. I'm sorry, you're not hitting anything from back here. I mean, another 10 minutes has gone by, and the Confederates have about gone down 3/4 to 7/8 of their morale stage. Which, I don't know, your opponent going down a morale stage every 10 or so minutes is a slow pace.
Anybody know when lunch break's gonna happen?
Is the slowest I think you can go to be effective. Union could cap the point if they want to. It's a very hard cap. Point of contention is kind of on this side of the hill, so CSA artillery can have a nice line up here, and Confederates are still really bunched up here.
You guys are wrecking them.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. Take your time on your aim. Make sure you just super until you guys on aim.
Bravest men are at the front of the line.
The game.
The game.
mean, in terms of what they're talking about, there's nothing really, I guess, more to discuss. I mean, what you're seeing is what's really happening. I can just re-emphasize what I've always been saying, but there's no point in repeating myself there. Except they're playing a very good song. That is good motivation. So we do see some Union making some. Oh, are they just volleying? Let's see how good the volley is. Okay, it's not bad. 5 or 6 kills, but
How dare they?
I mean, Union is a little down on tickets at this point. And the longer Union waits to I mean, are they saying anything in text chat? Let's see. Alright, so based off me reading what you can see on the text chat on the bottom, it seems we're going to have shooting for the next 4 minutes. Womp thinks that they can try to get them down to taking losses by the 18-minute mark and then be more aggressive from there. I mean, for as much as I'm crap talking the Union, they still have plenty of time to change a course of action and win the game. Because again, the Confederate officers, at least tonight, not saying they're bad officers like overall, but based on the 2 matches we watched, we haven't seen them being given a chance to show that they can be good at defending. But we do have Rambo, which I don't know if he was shooting, but oh, good shot. I mean, are these guys? Oh, they're running up the line. I was like, wow. Actually, is Womp having his guys run up, shoot, and then fall back?
Come on, fall back and reload.
Checked and loaded, checked and loaded.
Check.
I'm gonna do an extra volley this time.
We shooting towards point or shooting at the rocks?
Just follow his line. He'll put a line down. Shoot.
Check. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Push up, push up, push up.
Let's go, boys. Volley time.
Form line, form line, form line. Gentlemen, northwest. Look to the left of that big tree by point. Take aim. You can see them in the bushes. Aim.
Oh shoot! Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, he died.
Back up.
I was a little confused. In the recent change, by recent, more like a month and a half ago. If he was even that long ago.
Left side hold fire on left, hold fire on left.
Updates are very slow in the game. They do happen every once in a while. But when you die in this game, you cannot talk anymore. So when you die, you have 2 seconds to say your last words, and then you can't talk in game anymore. So it makes it definitely harder for Power to effectively coordinate things.
Right now, we're always having an emergency line.
Right side. Right side.
Right side's gonna volley
Right
first.
side. Right side.
Response. Left side.
And I mean, they might get him down to taking losses after an 18-minute mark.
I need like 3 people to move onto the left side. 3 people to go left.
I didn't see nothing moving that fucking bar.
I said it like you said, like canister, like a football.
I mean, you can get him.
Do not load
That's what we
canister
can.
again. As God is my witness,
we only
do
have
not do it
canister in
again.
one case.
We only have canister, sir.
Then go
We only have
steal
one case left.
ammunition. Go like the good Southern boys you is. Go steal ammunition.
Yankees is
We're
moving.
gonna be shooting our ramrods.
Can you drill me past the center tree?
Okay, we're becoming a
They're
fucking
making a
tank
push.
crew. Loaded double canister. Double canister. Let's go. Come on. Double canister, you boys.
Wait. I got a case.
Oh, never mind.
I got one case
Okay,
left.
Dan, do not load that. Dan, do not load that. Put that case in there. Everybody else remove it with this gun.
I need this
Oh,
sponge.
It is sponge. You don't have anything in your hands. You need to click one.
I'm a retard.
You don't have anything in your hands.
I'm a retard.
Oh god.
No, I got a case right here.
Oh,
I do have a case this time.
Oh, well, that might be important. Anyways, looks like this charge is a little more effective. I gotta be efficient. Definitely more effective because they took that rock, which they haven't done before. I like that they have flags up. I wish more of the flags. CSA flag falling back right away, which they don't need to do that. They're losing out on so many respawn potential here. Confederates have been taking losses again. You have a good chunk of Union still kind of sitting back. But CSA demolished this charge. I mean, who's over here? Are these pistol? Yeah, the pistol dudes weren't even charging in. They just kind of sat back. That kills your team right there. So the inbounds is 5 towards Union. Union, it's actually even numbers. Is there anyone demoted? That's a great theme. I was playing that. But that charge looked a little better. That's really unfortunate that the moment I decide to look away at something else is when the charge happens. I mean, it was still a good moment nonetheless, but how she blows. Or goes. Oh my goodness, why did I say that? I'm so tired.
Yeah, line's on the move.
Anyways. $16 minutes left. The Union down half a morale stage. Jeez Louise. Confederates still have a firm control. Union's not out of this yet. I mean, you got like what, 6.5 minutes, 7.5 minutes to knock the Confederates down the stage. Looks like Miss Bear, we got a new officer here.
You fucker.
You crossed the street.
Company B on the line. Company B on the line. Start shooting. Start shooting.
Walk up, infantry A. Infantry in the back line. Infantry in the back line. Infantry in the back line. Loads only. Take off bayonet.
I'm not gonna lie, the voice chatter of the Union side is what I'm imagining is going on in these officer heads these past 2 rounds. Actually, Union officering has been better this round. I do like that they charged better. I guess, I don't know. But Union's grouping up on the right side for the most part, sitting and shooting at the CSA off in the distance. Did they say anything in the text chat? One of the officers said, "What's your plan here?" So this is wait, Bob's not officer anymore. Did he get? step down. Let's see, but I don't know if he's going to win this. We haven't seen him do an effective charge. I mean, that last charge looked a lot better than the previous charge. Granted, he missed the beginning of it. However, we did see the guys with pistols just not even involve themselves in the charge, which is huge. They just sat off behind the charge, doing their own thing.
Left side, take aim. Left side, take aim.
Fire!
Don't call volleys. You remember not to call volleys. Fire, man.
But, holy crap.
All right.
13 minutes left, and again, the Union's just sitting back and shooting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see the point in sitting there and shooting. Should just charge. I mean, both sides are losing tickets at about the same rate. The defenders are going to go down a little quicker just because they have less tickets overall, but not by much. When you're shooting at this distance, I mean, both sides are going down at a very slow pace. Especially because this is a 4-size server, I mean, 290. 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night, so 290 is the pop of World Rights servers is surprising me more and more, especially because I kind of took a gap from the game due to finishing up school. But it's like I'll hop on a Saturday or Sunday morning and we'll have a 200, 250 man server there, which is crazy to me. I mean, that doesn't seem, and to be this late on a Tuesday night and almost 300 man server is impressive. Just a game like this, it's come a long way the past couple years. I mean, I can hit the alt tab there, but it didn't go right away. I mean, if I'm gonna look up the Steam charts quickly, but if we look up War of Rights on the Steam charts, if we go to all-time War of Rights hit its all-time peak in March. It's been going up. In 2019, it hit a low of like 416, which that's like the highest amount of people that were on the game in that month. I think that's how this website works. And it's the graph's just been going up linearly over the past couple years. We're getting up to now 1,379 all-time peak, which is crazy. Numbers are growing, the game is growing, albeit very slowly. When you have a niche such as the American Civil War, it's going to be something you expect. Similar games like Call of Duty World War II, obviously a bigger fan base, and also mechanically, the game in and of itself is different. A lot of similarities, but very different executions.
Alright, flag stay back, everybody let's go. Everybody let's go, flag stay back.
Go, go, yep, go. There we go.
Charge it in, let's go.
Go, boys.
They're
Go
gonna
far
charge on
right
the
side
right
of the
again.
rocks. Far right side of the
I
rocks.
wish they did this a lot sooner than sitting back. However, they eventually did it, so I can't really complain. They gotta win a charge. I mean, if they win a charge, they win the match.
Get your bayonets on.
Field of battle, boys. Do not fear, for we are superior.
The Union charge very clumped up, a little spread out, but it's not that bad.
Get those guys by the tree, by the big tree, by the big tree.
Artillery, maybe getting a kill or two there.
East.
But they were charging down there. You just get destroyed. Oh, left skin away. Apologize. But wow. I don't know if it's just me, but why is, I mean, Confederates are just destroying the Union. I mean, I do think going down this side's still the best route.
Fly in here, all
Looks like Confederates counter-charging out, trying to get these Rambos and make sure they're totally gone, but I don't see the, because we got some downtime. It looks like Union kept their flags back. That certainly doesn't help them, but I mean they just got steamrolled. I mean, if Union try to go down the left side, Confederates can still use, because just as the Union has this defilade here, Confederates have it as well on this side.
Alright, company, form over here, company form.
And so Confederates still get a good amount of cover on this side. They have a couple of rocks here too, and they have the artillery. Artillery, while not wholly effective, a lot less effective over here than if Union was on this side. Their Union's just way closer and a lot more of an open field. Regardless, I do think the ticket gap, I can't tell. It looks like it might have shrank a little. And even if it's not the same, both sides are going down at a similar pace, which is good for the Union. So I think going down the right is the right way to go, or maybe the only way to go. Because even if you go down the center, you still got to eventually push up out into the open, because it's not like the Confederates are going to try to push you out of a position here, because it's not for So I do think going down the right is your only option, and I think we should see Union go and hit him again down the right side, especially because you can see his Confederates are so close to breaking, they're moving their guys on the point. If the Union push up the center, it's going to force the Confederates to move, but here they go.
Take the rocks, boys. Take the rocks.
I'm going to kill you.
Take the rocks. Take the rocks.
He's not going to kill him, but so the only thing though is with this charge, look how spread out this is. Absolutely horrendous. I get what he's doing. I really do. I like the idea.
We must not let
You can see the Confederates starting to come off point now, and the guys from the back moving up. Confederates are breaking. Union about halfway. They will be in a moment.
Just hold the line, boys.
The counter charge on the Confederates is nice for the Union because you're going to get a couple out of lines here, hopefully. Not a whole lot, actually. That officer might have just been team killed. But, why are they overextending? I mean, granted, they're not taking that many out of lines, but they are unnecessarily overextending.
Take it back. Back where we were.
They're going to Washington, boys. Holy crap.
Spam to you. Kill the Rambos coming in. Kill the Rambos coming in.
So, yeah, I mean, did Jackson... I don't even know if Jackson charged in with the guys with the pistols. So, Union strategy on this map is getting better by the end, but it's unfortunate. I mean, when you don't have the flags coming in, you don't have the guys with pistols coming in, it's really hard to win. I mean, tickets are going down similar paces on each charge. I think their poor charging early on is really killing them. And you can see the Confederates are kind of readjusting. They're running back and forth, just trying to find whatever position works for them, really as long as they hold the point. Now, I do think at this point in the game, Confederates are worried about the point, because if Union caps the point, they win. So Union could most definitely push up into the center, definitely here, and it would force the Confederates to move. It would, because you're jeopardizing the point there. Early on in the game, I don't know if the Confederates would throw out their whole position to take this if the Union moved there. But if the Union did now, I do think the Confederates would move. And if you get in a close melee, friendly fire from artillery could be a thing. But oh, you could see some disagreement between an older officer and a newer officer here. Union. All right, so it looks like they're gonna go for point. You kind of got a split charge here. Confederates still haven't reacted. It's going to take them a moment to see those guys charging on the left. We'll see if Union responds on the right. Yep, Union on the right moving in as well. Confederates still just sitting and shooting. Oh my goodness, no way this happens. Right now, Union don't deserve to win this game. Oh, Good shot on the officer there.
Take the hill, take the hill.
Confederates not realizing artillery hitting, knocking over a good chunk of guys, not killing though. Point going in favor of
Shots,
Union.
more up here on the
Confederates
skirmishing
not
line.
pulling on. I don't think that's point.
Get up here and skirmish,
Union
guys.
does not
We
need to
need
engage. He's just gonna hold on point, force the Confederates
I
to
almost
come
shot
in.
you,
skirmish
Cornfather.
now. We must skirmish now.
I like what the Union's doing. Confederate artillery has a chance to shine. Look down, the Confederates are charging. They're so spread out. They're not charging a unified force that's letting the Union defeat them in detail. And Confederate looks like they have more men currently alive, but they're so spread out. You can see the Union has the pistols on the right side taking shots. A lot of guys still on men, and the numbers are becoming more and more even. The Confederates need to charge point. Why are they charging the guys not on point? You see they're starting to finally turn this way. Confederate artillery, perfect timing. Point still going in favor of the Union. I think that's going to change though. It should. Confederates need to get on point. Yeah, that makes sense. Confederate artillery, I might have saved them right there. Good shot.
Why are these guys holding back right here? What? Are you guys serious?
Wait, hold on. We can't push yet.
Two people coming in. We got like 2 minutes.
I mean, Union tickets don't matter at this point. If you don't know what final push is, the black timer will normally lower to a lower point in the game. So if it was like 20 minutes and the attacking team hit final push, it would go down to like 3 or 4 minutes. That time being determined based on how far it takes to go from your main spawn to the point of contention 2 times without bayonets and reloads. However, because the black time was already so low, it didn't really change. I do think Union needs to gather up a little bit of a force like they've done, because they need to knock the Confederates to the last stand, because the Confederates, if they just come in trickling in non-stop, Confederates are just going to shoot them. If the map was a little more congested, if there was a lot more traffic, whether it be trees or whatnot, I could get behind a trickling in. But on a map like this that's so open, where shots can be made, you definitely need to... you definitely need to charge the grip. Union kind of doing that. You see where that flag is on the left side of your screen? Perfect positioning by that flag, by the way. We'll get to that in a moment, but let's check out this charge. The Union just needs to push to the last stand. Union can take as many shots. Look at the pistol guys out in the distance. Okay, there's a lag there, but that's fine. Confederates hit the last stand, so all these Confederates dying will no longer respawn in the game. I don't know why the Union flags are pushing it up. They need to sit back in that defilade there. They'll have to cover. They won't be shot. They won't be dead. But now they won't be able to spawn guys in. And Union's jeopardizing their chances of winning. Why is the Confederate flag trailing? Oh, they're on last stand. It doesn't matter. Union could have won if these 2 flags were up. I mean, you have a wave coming in, but Union could have secured a foothold. Those 2 flag bearers kind of sold. And I think that's a game. Regardless, Union, I liked what they were doing at the end of the match. It's unfortunate what they did early on. 4 charges at the beginning and taking a long time to shoot is the bane of why Union lost there. Almost could have won at the end, but hey, Confederates did what they needed to do. The Confederates looked very disorganized, though, once Union actually got onto point. But nonetheless, it's great. Still, thank you all for watching this round. When will Union officers get good enough to win when I'm on? We'll see. Clearly hasn't been in a while, and I don't know when it expects to change. Maybe we gotta watch these matches when they're more Union biased maps. But regardless of that, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed these 2 rounds. Showing you what not to do as Union officers. I mean, Union charged in the second round towards the end. I like what they did at the end. A little unfortunate with the flags and what happened early on, but you live and you learn. And that's the glorious part about this game. You can live and you can learn. And that should be with everything else in life. You live and learn, and you move forward. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Check out the Patreon, merch, and description, and the Discord. See you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody.